When I walk up in the club and sing, everybody want to know my name. Yeah, here comes the glass road. Yeah, here comes the glass road.
I can't sleep, and even though yesterday when I woke up and I checked how many people looked at my video on the Austin bomber and it said 0, today 2 watched it. And so no one's going to watch this video, clearly, but you have to understand that I know what happened. This guy was ranting about Austin. He told me he was an explosives expert. A cop would never tell me. I'm a police officer who works with explosives. The Austin bomber was very inspired by the Unabomber. That's something that a federal agent would be inspired by. And this guy was obsessed with Austin. And when I put his description on the internet, the same day that I put his description on the internet, I went and talked to my friend Taylor, who worked with the FBI. And I explained to him that I knew who the Austin bomber was. And then the day after that, they put a picture of this guy, and he's got a hat over his head. You can't see him. And he met the description exactly. And so after the Austin bomber blew himself up, which is what the cops do, they always blow people up. This is why I'm incompetent, because I speak out against the police. You're not allowed to speak out against the police or else you're incompetent. That's the rule. It's not about whether or not you understand the legal proceedings, you understand the legal situation you're in, and you can help your lawyer. It's about whether or not you speak out against the police or not, apparently. That's what it seems like, because this dirty shrink who talked to me, you should hear. Like, I hereby give permission to anyone from the American Psychological Association or any judge, any federal agent to listen to my competency evaluation, the first one I did. You should listen to it and see if I sound incompetent. This dirty freaking psychiatrist from the state hospital needs his license taken away, because you can't destroy someone's life. You can't take over their life just because you don't like that they say they worked for the government, because I did. I didn't choose to work for the NSA. I chose to work for the Department of Homeland Security as a coder. And my name was Graduate Research Assistant, but I was getting paid by the Department of Homeland Security. And my boss was military police. And then the NSA showed up at my office. There were 8 of them? I don't know. And they were all the section chiefs. So the most important people in the NSA showed up at my office, not the director, but the CTO was there and a bunch of people. And they told me that a bunch of people had quit the NSA. And they'd lost so many employees, and they told me that they wanted me to write a new version of Santoku Linux. And so what the CTO also told me is that Donald Trump wanted me to do it. He said, the president wants you to write a new version of Linux. I'm incompetent now because I was smart. This is a bad precedent for the government. If you're with the CIA right now, quit. Do not work for the CIA. They will never back you. And I know what you guys are thinking. Why don't you out your handlers? It's because I honestly don't think it's their fault. I think that this technology is so secret that we can't let it out. We can't tell people that it exists. It's scary. It's the scariest technology in the world. Do you realize what you can do with this technology? I don't think you do. When you can get in someone's brain, it is scary. And that's why I'm incompetent, because I know that this neural interface technology exists, but everyone else knows it exists too. But they think it's big, but they don't know it exists. Like, they know that it sort of exists right now, but they don't know how advanced it can be. And so I'm incompetent because I'm involved with a secret program. But clearly, I was trained in psychological warfare or psychological operations by the director of PsyOps for the Air Force, or the former director. I am very advanced in computers, even though I don't work in computers. And why don't I work in computers anymore? It's because the government scared me so bad that I didn't want to work in security anymore. After they showed up in my office, after all this stuff happened, I was like, you know what? If being good at security is that dangerous, then I don't want to be good at security anymore. I'm going to stop being a security person. And so why don't I work in security right now? Why am I doing photography and videography, which apparently, like, I'm not going to be doing that because I'm going to be in the custody of the state hospital. The state hospital is going to be is going to be in control of my life, and so I don't know exactly what's happening there, because I'm too incompetent to have my own business, even though I already started it. Anyways, so what I actually wanted to talk about was the Austin bomber again, because after the Austin bomber, or not the Austin bomber, after Mark Anthony Condit blows himself up, what happens? The Huffington Post comes out with an article that says that people are lying to the media about this homeschool group, because someone from the homeschool group who was probably an undercover, they had to be an undercover cop. That's the thing. Like, there are undercover cops everywhere, and they will lie to the media from their position as an undercover to discredit someone. And so there was an undercover cop that worked spying on Mark Anthony Condit. And this person said that the homeschool group was a survivalist group, that they'd go shoot guns, that they did all this stuff, when really they'd have water balloon fights. They were a church group, and they were a church group for homeschoolers. Who went to homeschool prom right down the street from Austin? I did. This guy that stole my SM7B microphone, and he stole a bunch of equipment from me to try to prevent me from making music. I know. Like, why would the cops try to prevent you from making music? You suck. I know. That's something that my brother would probably tell me. But what I'm trying to say is, this guy that stole all that equipment from me, do you know what he was? He was a homeschooler. Like, he's the reason I went to homeschool prom. So he was involved with these homeschool groups. And we are the type of people that will homeschool our kids. And so what I'm trying to say is, there was this article in the Huffington Post that was published that talked about how people were lying to the media about Mark Anthony Condit. And they didn't understand why the people were lying to the media about Mark Anthony Condit. And then I posted that article because, I had been posting on the internet about how I caught the Austin bomber. I know who he is. And then right after I posted that article, it got deleted off the internet. Someone went to the Huffington Post and told them, you need to remove this article. Why did they do that? It's because they're dirty cops. And all I'm saying is, I'm just saying, that's what happened. And Michael Hayden knows. A lot of people know. A lot of people have known about the missing Austin bomber confession for a long time. And so when we think about people that are going to be charged with conspiracy to commit murder and to frame someone for terrorism, that list is going to get pretty freaking long. And I know, I'm incompetent now. I'm against the government. Here's the thing about a person that thinks that I'm incompetent when, number one, I didn't break the law. That's the thing about this psychiatrist. Like, when I talked to him, I told him, I was like, well, he was like, what's your strongest case argument? And I was like, well, I didn't break the law. Because I didn't break the law. Because the law says that I have to threaten imminent danger. And clearly, if you actually read the letter, I didn't threaten imminent danger. He didn't care about that. And I mean, that's one part, but this psychiatrist thinks that I believe there's a conspiracy against me. And that's his problem with me. But here's the thing about this conspiracy. Why is half the body cam footage missing? Like, do you really think that body cam footage went missing for no reason? Like, I have a timestamp video explaining what happens in the body cam footage, and then the body cam footage goes missing, and the police officer that destroyed the body cam footage, according to me, committed felony menacing. But hey, I'm incompetent. There's no conspiracy. The body cam footage went missing for no reason. The FBI interrogation of you in jail went missing for no reason. You're incompetent. You don't know any. And here's the thing. Like, I know that I'm incompetent now because I knew that a biological weapon was being released in October. And I really, really had a hard time with it. And I know that everyone thinks that I played it cool because I can play it cool. I'm a freaking spy, dude. Like, I am a very good spy. But I'm just saying, like, do you know how hard it was to play it cool when I knew that COVID-19 was a biological weapon? But you know what I didn't do? Is I didn't just go, okay, I'm going to be on the side of the biological weapon. I'm going to be like Elon Musk. Oh, who cares about COVID-19? COVID-19's stupid. I got to protect my money. Which, honestly, I don't think, obviously, Elon Musk didn't know it was a biological weapon. He just thought it was not a big deal. But I knew it was a big deal, and that's why I was so serious about we need to quarantine New York. We need to take this thing seriously. We need to shut it down before it gets big. And I was like kind of being mean to people on the internet and telling them, hey, you need to take COVID-19 seriously. And I feel like I was so serious about COVID-19 that it hurt my presidential campaign. But you know what? I acted based on what I knew, and what I knew is that it was a serious biological weapon. It was a serious threat, and something needed to be done about it. I know I've talked too much. All I really wanted to talk about is how the Huffington Post just deleted an article off the internet that was about how people were lying to the media about Mark Anthony Condit. And the reason they were lying to the media is because they're a bunch of undercover cops. And I'm just saying, like, these people exist, and I know you guys don't believe it, but they exist. And I'm incompetent because I know they exist. But I can't believe this is happening to me. Like, you have to understand, I feel like my life's, you don't understand, like, what these people have done to me psychologically. Like, I'm depleted. Like, I feel like I'm defeated, but it's like COVID-19 is going to win for me. And I know you guys think, wow, that is a terrible thing to say. I know it is. But here's the thing, like, it's going to win. It's going to get them. Like, I'm sorry that that's the case, because I know there are a lot of innocent people that are going to get hurt because of it.